Welcome back to the show. We got a great one lined up. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. Before we get started, go open your free account today at Caleb and Brown, ladies and gentlemen, and start getting human customer service. That's right, whether it's a technical issue or you want to speak to a prime broker and set your market orders correctly. No longer do you have to worry about the exchanges freezing up and your orders not being met. That's what I'm talking about, as well as that white glove human customer service that you cannot find anywhere else. Go to xrpwealth589.com and open your free account today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get started right here. By the way, XRP Las Vegas, shout out to every single attendee, every sponsor, every moderator, every speaker, and every person in the back end that helped make this happen. The entire staff of XRP Las Vegas. And a very special shout out to Mrs. Backup. That's right, Mrs. Kimes, because whether you know it or not, she is an amazing person at handling logistics. And I'm telling you, this event cannot happen without her involvement. So shout out to every single one of you, no doubt about it. The next video will be a recap of that event, and you're not going to want to miss it. Right now, $3.38 trillion market cap for crypto. The market's off 1.5%. Bitcoin 104,000 plus. We see Ethereum 2,500 plus. XRP has come down to 215, but we see we're up 0.4 in the 24 and off 8.1 on the 7-day. I think we need some legislation. Take a look at this really quickly. I wanted to show this because of where we're sitting at in price. So Egg Rad Crypto says a close above $2.30 will shield the double bottom pattern. A strong close above 230 on the 3-day time frame and above the 21 EMA will confirm that the double bottom is in play for XRP, opening the door to potential targets of 250, 265, and $3. So, as long as the XRP bulls hold and defend that critical support at $2.07, he says the bullish momentum remains intact. How about that one? So let's look at the range of price very quickly. Ranging between 219 and 214, we're starting to see XRP tighten in the spread. So this is something to watch out and see how it does, because normally on a regular day, normally you will see XRP ranging between a cent or a cent and a half, right? So that range is tightening a little bit. So things aren't moving right now, but nonetheless, we know we have so much fundamental news in front of us, and let's get started with it. So UK-listed IG Group launches retail crypto trading, giving investor access to 31 digital assets, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and yes, XRP. Yeah, more crypto adoption. Bank XRP's got it right. And Bank XRP, shout out to you, man, and your beautiful wife. Because the reality is we got to meet him. I only get to meet him once a year, and he is one of the first OGs in this space. He's never turned on anybody. He's a great guy. He's got a super personality. He does so much for this community, and I love it every year when I get to meet him. And to meet you and your lovely wife was absolutely wonderful. We had such a wonderful time. So let's see, look at this. So Digital Euro Association, we're pleased to announce our partnership with BitGo. Okay, Digital Euro Association, please announce their partnership with BitGo. Yeah, the leading infrastructure provider of digital asset solutions offering custody, wallet, staking, trading, financing, and settlement out of regulated cold storage. Well, I mean, in case you forgot or in case you're new to this space, yes, Ripple is a BitGo partner. Yeah, knee bone connected to the leg bone, right? BitGo was selected, provided signature security, advanced treasury management, and enterprise functionality for XRP, the native asset of the Ripple Consensus Ledger. Collaboration aimed to make XRP more accessible for businesses by integrating it into BitGo's platform. And now BitGo is partnered with the Digital Euro Association. Let's keep going. Here at home, we're taking a look at this. The Genius Act negotiations heat up in the Senate ahead of a potential vote here. Now, plus a new poll from CIF on X adds pressure on all lawmakers to act quickly and look at what else is happening in D.C. And it lists basically what's going on this week. And I'll just quickly bring this up and shout out to Crypto America and Eleanor Terrett, who was amazing at XRP Las Vegas and always amazing at bringing event news to us. And if you look at what's next down here, we come down here and it says what's happening this week. And what we want to know here is Tuesday, 2:30, we have Senate Appropriation Committees will hold a hearing, examine the SEC's financial budget for 2026 with testimony with Chair Paul Atkins. They're looking for $2.15 billion. And on Wednesday, House Financial Services Committee will hold a hearing on the text of its crypto market infrastructure bill. This is important, I believe, because we got to understand that the FIT 21 bill has been around for a long time. And the Clarity Act will be looked at, too, introduced last week. So, and then it says witnesses here are listed, so we'll see what comes of that. And Friday, the Bureau of Labor Statistics will release the monthly jobs report, right? So let's get into this. Now, what is happening? Now, we all know that there are a lot of corporates taking positions with Bitcoin, right? We see Metaplanet's been stepping in, just like MicroStrategy's been doing for a long time. And they purchased 1,088 Bitcoin worth 113 million bucks. Now, if you come here, what we see is a shift that's coming to other assets like XRP. 630 million on the move. Now, this is not a purchase, but this is just showing you that the movement of XRP is really, really happening in a large way. And I like what Crypto Basics points out here, but I'm going to show you the relationship, just like Bitcoin's being adopted in the corporate treasury function like that. I'm going to show you that too, but we see a massive amount of XRP moving around, even though the spread is tightening on price with the buyers and sellers. And Crypto Basics points out that more than 600 million XRP have been transferred in multiple transactions linked to Ripple and other unknown entities. But what's interesting is that this is before the escrow, before the escrow release, right? So it doesn't have anything to do with the escrow release. So that tells me that there's probably Ripple working with a lot of institutions to gear up for what is coming. And what is coming? Well, what I believe is coming is this. You remember this. Take a listen.
We believe the next step going forward will be the tokenization of financial assets. And that means every stock, every bond will have its own, basically, CUSIP. It'll be on one general ledger. Every investor, you and I, will have our own number, our own identification. We could
So you get it, right? It's all about bringing everything over and digitizing and tokenizing onto the new payment rails. Distributed ledger technology, blockchain. We know how this goes, right? And that's why I'm so excited, because with the legislation, the market infrastructure bill, it's to pave the way for all of this. The stablecoin bill, all of that is to pave the way for that, which is why I believe Ripple bought Hidden Road, right? Just to recap here, right? Well, what else is going on? Well, Vivo Power is believed to be the first publicly listed company in the world to launch an XRP-focused digital asset treasury strategy, and that also encompasses the contribution to building out on the XRP ledger. Again, just like we saw with Metaplanet or MicroStrategy, we're starting to see this happen with the adoption of XRP in the same manner. I think we're going to see the U.S. government perform the same function. Wedo is the newest to do exactly what we're talking about here. Weebus signs up $300 million XRP Treasury Management Agreement with top-tier manager Samara Alpha, making a major step in its XRP Treasury strategy. Look at what's happening. This is adoption we're watching. And by the way, Meta says no to Bitcoin Treasury. Is Ripple's XRP on the cards? Well, if we're talking about turning these platforms like Meta and X into WeChat-style platforms where it's social media platform, then it begins to also integrate the movement of money through those accounts, then it may be possible that XRP is being looked at right now, because then they could get the functionality of using it for payments, hold it in their treasury, just like Weebus, right? And then they're going to benefit long-term if they do that. So it is yet to be said that they're doing that. I want to be clear. But nonetheless, I do believe it's a strong possibility to see them and Elon Musk with X do exactly that. So stay tuned for more. And then this, how about the bigger, larger narrative? Not only the social media platforms, but Swift itself. Ripple presents XRP Real USD to replace Swift's outdated payment system, because Swift doesn't move money, it only moves messages. And that's what it goes on to say here. And you guys know this. I don't need to hit this again for you, but looking at what the position of maybe, we know X money is supposed to be later this year. How are they moving all that money? How are they going to integrate the settlement of all these stable coins and then introduce Bitcoin, XRP, ADA, and all these other assets? We don't know yet, but it has to be done on the kind of payment rails that these things live on, because the current legacy platform doesn't provide the opportunity to move that money that way. So someone is going to be the favor. That much we know, and that's what excites the daylights out of me. Now, this is a reminder, because we know the tokenization is the future of finance, as Patrick McHenry has said. Take a listen.
On Treasuries market, it's great, easy example to understand. The faster we get to a technology solution, it's going to be better for our liquidity position for a massively indebted United States. There's like a broader imperative here, right? So the evolution there of TradFi using these techniques is the easiest use case to see that can be done in small regulatory changes. That's the reason why BlackRock's in action. That's the reason why all these large financial players are clearly going to be in the action here of using better software to do what they currently do.
There you have it right there. And by the way, Ondo Finance is already tokenizing U.S. bonds on the XRP ledger in conjunction with BlackRock. What is the translation? The U.S. debt is currently being tokenized step by step on the XRP ledger as we speak. So is it crazy to think that RLUSD and XRP and the XRP ledger and other ledgers could work to contribute to provide a better experience for Swift? Not in my house. I'm super excited about what's going on. And knowing that we're going to get stablecoin legislation, a tax bill, and market infrastructure bill this year, I really do believe that. And Christian Carlo said it on stage at XRP Las Vegas that he believes the same. I got to be honest. To me, something has to happen. You can't have X money, you can't have meta money platforms and all of this, and Swift remains the same, moving 5 trillion on average a day or more. Come on, that dog don't hunt, right? So this is getting super exciting, understanding where this is going. And speaking of which, I want to bring you to this, which is Modern Investor. Shout out to him. Institutions changing landscapes, NDAs melting off. Oh, I think he's got it spot on. Listen to what he says here. I love this clip.
Prefaced it before by saying many analysts have this similar number. If you weren't here, his is $27 in 60 days, which would coincide with us getting information and news about all 17 XRP ETFs being given the thumbs up. And I dare say the words, if we get 3 to 5 of them, I think that'll be more than enough for a propulsion to get us over $15 to $20 realistically. If you missed one of the last couple of videos, a company by the name of Sistine Research is guesstimating, based off of their charts, they foresee a $370,000 Bitcoin this year. Their charts with that movement for Bitcoin show a $37 to a $50 XRP this year. A lot of analysts are throwing out these numbers, and I say that it feels a bit extreme because I think that we are used to it just being us in these markets. When I tell you that all these institutions and corporations in governments and central banks and companies are buying up all these coins. One side note, you can also Google it. If you ever hear me say anything completely crazy, Google it. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of the predictions for XRP have nearly revolved around like very specific instances of things. This would, if we get one XRP ETF, it broadens the scope of liquidity and money that will rush into this market. If you also missed one of the other recenter videos, oh gosh, what were they called? Company announced that they think that XRP is the only coin. They said the only coin that can stand up to or next to Bitcoin. And then we also had a thing, what do you call it? A study done by Kraken, the cryptocurrency exchange, who told people to allocate a portion of their money, of their portfolio, into XRP because of how great it's going to do.
There you have it. I like the way he breaks stuff down. Honestly, I do. And I have for years, no doubt. Shout out to the Modern Investor right there in Riz. But let's compare those numbers and what he's talking about to what we keep seeing on the charts from Egg Crypto. 2-week time frame, the signal saying targeting $10, $18, $27. These things have been on the charts. I know you've seen them for years. But the realities, this is remarkable to me. So, all I can say is like Egg Crypto is an OG in this house. And there's a lot of other people starting to see the same things he's been telling us about for years. The reality is, it is the legislation for the United States, I believe, that will be the catalyst to unlock the potential targets that we've seen for so long. I'm grateful for all of you. I'm grateful for Egg Crypto and all the other technical analysts in this space. But I also want to say this. I don't get the chance often to meet the people that I meet at these events. And all year, I stand in front of 2 monitors making videos 7 days a week, 2 to 3 times a day sometimes, for years. 7 years? Going on 8 years now? And all I can say is that it is not lost on me how grateful I am that you allow me into your daily life. I'm not playing up to you. I am really grateful. I understand. I know what my life was like before this. I fell into this by accident because of the pandemic. I'm a 30-year professional musician, and I lost over 300 touring dates in one phone call when the pandemic shut down the entertainment industry. I lean into my channel, and I'm grateful for DAI, who's the GOAT, and my big brother always. And I'll tell you this, right now, it is a moment where you see a reflection of XRP Las Vegas and the real great people, the good people who came, interacted, and you are the ones that made this event incredible. Yes, my wife and I worked very hard planning this thing. DAI, myself, and a few others worked very hard to market this thing, and we're grateful for everyone who did. But I tell you what, the biggest thing that's most rewarding is seeing everyone there and getting the knowledge, making the connections. It was absolutely electric. And in the next video, I'm going to do my best to recap it. And it's going to be hard to do because there's just so much content out here to cover on it. But I'm going to put something together for you for those of you that didn't get to go so you can understand exactly how powerful an event like this actually is. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. We're going into the freedom zone and we're going to discuss some things that you need to know if you're holding crypto about how to keep you and your family very safe. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. We're going into the freedom zone. Come on in. All right.